Hello, dear viewer. This is my 100% improvised presentation for my core peer mentor job. Okay, let's begin. So, I am redacted, and I am your core peer mentor for the redacted semester. I'm just looking like the Epstein files. Anyways, and I'm also a redacted major. So let's begin. So for today, I'll be talking about a few tips and tricks to get you guys started this semester, to get hit in the ground running. So I'll talk about dining, uploading files, setting goals, events around campus, study tips and areas, and a few more things. So, dining and meal plan. You probably know all the food places around campus already from your first semester, but as a reminder, the marketplace and the lair is at the DUC. The Grove is at McCaffrey, and also Starbucks in the library. And also lesser known are the food trucks and Cafe 1851. And Cafe 1851 is at Cal. And the food trucks are near the bio buildings. And also on the right, you can see these are the meal plans. And you can always increase the meal plan if needed. Okay, over here are the campus events. And one thing that I thought was super interesting was the hard hat tours of Southwest Hall. Because every time I go to the library, I always see the Southwest Hall being built more and more each time. They're like, the workers are the most productive people I've ever seen. And it's bound to be done by next semester. So I think that I was talking to the housing people in the DUC today, and they said that the first years would be able to live in Southwest Hall next semester. So I think a tour would be really cool. And they're opening up hard hat tours. Okay, and another thing I saw was that the ASUOP has a lot of movies showing in the Janet Leigh Theater. And there's also other posters that you can find around campus that I've taken a picture of and consolidated into this slide here, like a fashion show. And there's also orientation leaders. That position's open for next semester, and you guys should apply. And there's also a bunch of music events, like the Boiler Yard, Jam, and the Brickyard. I don't know much about those, but you can take pictures of my slide if you want. Okay, next. I was wondering how many of you guys are familiar with Canvas? I'm uploading assignments to Canvas to turn in, because I can give you a demo right now. Okay, in the class I would give this demo, and then I would give the demo and then show how to upload assignments to Canvas. Okay, skip. Okay, now for some study tips. Oh, my top study tip is to go to office hours and to form good relationships with the professor. And that is because the professor is the person who teaches the whole class and also is the most familiar with the material and writes all the exams. And so finding good questions not only helps you figure out what you don't know, but also might help you in the future, like maybe future with like getting a job, or maybe being a teaching assistant or more. And so I think office hours has a lot of potential for receiving benefits and very little risk. So I would recommend going there. Another one is to get ahead on homework assignments, because from my past experience, homework assignments build up really, really quickly and unexpectedly if you don't pay attention. And so it's a good thing to stay ahead of assignments, stay on top of them, so that you have some wiggle room if you want to relax or have more free time and be less stressed out all the time. And one way to do that is to put all your classes and exams in a calendar. So you figure out what times are free and what times are not going to be free because you have 2 exams in like one day. And so you know like 2 weeks ahead of time already that you're going to be busy, so you can plan around that. Another one is to hide the distractions, like brain rotting on your phone. I like to put my phone where I can't see or give it to a friend. And another one is to sleep. So maybe sleep. Have a good amount of sleep, and sleep at a reasonable time, unlike me. So, and you should get a good amount of sleep so you can be focused and study more efficiently. And also, sleep is just very healthy for your brain. Okay, let's speed this up because it's almost 2:30. So, goals. So, this one was inspired by how everyone is going to the gym now because they set their New Year's resolution to go to the gym. And this is a framework to make it more easy to set goals and achieve them. And there's a few so how do you achieve this goal? So for example, if I want to go to the gym, how would I achieve this? So I just want to be very specific with this goal, and I need to be very familiar with how to achieve this goal. So for example, if I want to go to the gym more, I'll be specific and measurable. So I want to go to the gym 3 times a week, and I want to do a leg day and an arm day and a back day, something like that. And then it's measurable, 3 times a week. And I also want to do it with my friend. And it has to be achievable, and of course it's achievable, and it's relevant too, because this goal fits into my bigger goal of becoming a better person, of becoming healthier. And it's also time bound. Maybe I have to go to the gym every week. And then down here I also have another example, I want to get a job, an internship. So instead of saying I want to get one internship, that's someone else giving you a job isn't exactly in your control, even though indirectly it kind of is. But a more direct way is saying I will apply to 10 jobs, because that's completely in your control. And it's measurable, it's achievable, and it's relevant, because getting a job will help build your skills for graduation, and it'll help improve your communication skills and also other skills depending on what the job is. And also timely. You have to do it within this date, so you won't push it off and procrastinate on it. Okay, now for study areas. And study areas are the library, Bennett College, CII lounges at the McCaffrey Center. And also, there's also places that no one really goes to, like the classroom or chemistry building. On the 2nd floor, there's a library. And there's also the bio building, 1st floor, and also Grace study rooms. And I also just remembered that Monaghan and Chan halls also have study rooms, and no one really uses them. Okay, and that's almost the end of the presentation. And now, does anyone have any questions about anything? Dead silence as everyone nods asleep because of the boring core class. Okay, so I was wondering if you guys have any suggestions for the next presentation for my next presentation as a corporate mentor. So currently, I'm thinking of talking about housing for next semester, especially because of the new building that's being built, and also people don't really know, hasn't really experienced going into Monaghan dorms or Cal or the other dorms. And also I'll talk about jobs. Okay, but is there any? I'll also talk about jobs, like how to use Handshake, maybe resume, CV stuff, like interviews, like the career center. But does anyone have any other suggestions on what they wanted to learn more about around campus? No. Okay. You just figure out everything yourself, huh? I'm here, I'm getting paid to do this. Why does no one have any suggestions? Okay, let's work from here, I guess. Contact info. So, you can email me at this whenever you want. Actually, don't email me at 2 a.m., please, even though I am work at 2 a.m. Email me at a more reasonable time, okay? And here's my Instagram. And also, my office hours is at the library, second floor, Sundays 3 to 4 p.m. And you can text me where I am, because I'm usually in the second floor. But even though my office hours is at this time at night, I'm usually at the library studying for something. So you can usually find me there. And anyways, that concludes my presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.